Check, check, check. On and off. I don't know if you can hear. So, alright. So this is 60. Alright, so welcome y'all to Wild Fly again. Alright, so this is gonna be part 2.
Skylight traffic, that's now 48333 turning in the left cross.
This is gonna be part 2 of my check ride recap. I decided to do it in a plane and knock a couple birds out with one stone. I gotta go up and fly to Dallas. So yeah. Alright, so first on the day so we finished the oil exam. Go out, check, how to turn check, check. Alright, so what else left? So we finished the oil exam, then we go outside to he didn't watch me pre-flight. I think he didn't watch me pre-flight. Pre-flight is because like I say, I got there 2 days earlier and my CF5 went for me to take his CFII, so he saw me out flying and landed. So yeah, just bathroom, go out in pre-flight, and so when I met him out here, I think he asked me like, yeah, he didn't watch me pre-flight. So I always struggled with my passenger brief. So I'm gonna put pictures in this video because you're gonna see what I did to the plane. So for my plane, I always struggle with passenger brief. I struggle with my clearing turns. Like my CFI was like, dude, you got to do your clearing turns. That's an automatic fail, and with him, he automatic failure. And I struggle with my like climb checklist, descent checklist, all the checklist of like climb, cruise, descent. So what I did, I got a label maker. I got a label maker and I put everything in. I labeled the plane like label maker. I typed in label maker. Don't forget your clearing turns. Don't forget your climb checklist. Don't forget your descent checklist. I did label makers and I taped them all in the plane. So when he got in, he laughed. He laughed because who would think to do that? So yeah, I had labels all in this plane, and you'll see it in the picture how I did it. So I started with the we did pre-flight. We started up. So at I'm just all right. So when you taxi in, at Midland, before you even get to any runway, there's this sign off to the right that says like contact tower or contact, and then frequency. You really don't have to do it. It's really for like IFR clearance, being that you are in a class Charlie, but underneath, you're underneath it. So I didn't have to do it, but my CFI, he wants you to do it. So my CFI, I never contacted for IFR clearance, but I contacted them at Hayes Tower and waited for them to respond. Told them that November 6423, we are inbound for my flight plan. We are inbound to KRMF, another inbound. I mean not inbound. We are picking up know, flight following. We picking up flight following to there. So it was like, okay, boom, boom, climb, stay under this and all that. So once we flew out and once I got past the tank forms, canceled, terminated. Check. Yeah, we terminated it. We terminated it. So we flying. I'm just going by my checklist. So in flight, so he came up with this scenario in flight, and I didn't even see this on my thing. But in flight, what happened if you lose battery? It's actually small on my Cessna checklist. It's actually small, right here, right there. It says excessive rate of charge, over voltage warning light will be illuminated if reached. So he was saying like, what happened if you lose battery? Basically, what we went into the oral. Would you land now? And like in the oral, I was like, no, I wouldn't land. Yeah, no. He was like, well, you got like at least 30 minutes. You know, so I would turn around and go back to. I would turn around and go back to the airport. So that's what I say I do. I turn around and just go back to the airport because while laying in the field, and I know I at least got 30 minutes and I just took off. I only lost the communication aspect, but the plane is still fly. And what he said make sure you just make sure you contact, you know, get on the frequency and tell them, hey, I lost power. I'm gonna drop off radar because they was following us, flight following. You know? So that was that scenario. Oh yeah, so in that scenario, he was like, okay, you're losing voltage. I was like, I'll just shut off everything. He was like, everything? You know, you just kill the stuff you don't need. Like, kill the, what can you kill? Just, I think in that plane, it was had like a Garmin, kill the Garmin. We can kill something else. Like, first shut off all the stuff you don't need. First, just to try to save voltage and then, you know, try to land. Yeah, you don't need GPS, you don't need lights, you don't need to be, because you probably have like 30 minutes battery. But you know, keep the radio and Stratus, so keep that on. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get up to altitude, and you know, first we went into slow flight. He said get into slow flight. I think I did. It was slow flight in the dirty configuration, so flaps. Go down to slow flight, and yeah, went into slow flight. Then from slow flight, you know, we went into power off stall. So with the power off stall, he wants to, you know, he wants to like simulate like you're going in for a landing. So once you do everything, he wants you to actually to descend. I was training with my stalls, you know, I just do it, keep flying, and then pull up to a stall and push down full power, you know. But no, he wants you to simulate like you landing because it's a simulation like you're landing. So he wants you to descend. Then he's gonna have you pick something like for a runway. You descend, then you pull back, go into your stall, full power. No, go into your stall. Oh, it's good. Not to the horn. You gotta go to the brake. Oh, brake, full power. So push down full power and then configure. Now I bust the ACLS. It's like 200. Can't go below 200. I was busting it. Even with my flight instructor, he was like, man, you know, I can see how you could pass and I can see how you could fail because I was always busting my tolerance of 200 feet, not lose 200 feet. I don't think he's too much worried about that. He want to know if it's safe and can you get out of a stall. Like, care about the 200 feet. Can you get out of a stall? So I know I bust my 200 feet, but it wasn't. I bust my 200 feet with my power on and power off stall. So after we did the power on, power off stall, we went into, I got gas. into a steep turn. So went into steep turns, and I did fairly well with my steep turns because you know you turn and I with my trim 1, 2, 3. I learned that from Jason Shepard. I was always trying to do my steep turns and hold it. So go into your steep turns, do your trim, and it does it for you. And you'll know if you ain't doing it right because those G's will kick in. So yeah, I did a steep turn to the left, steep turn to the right. And another thing with the power, he wanted me to do a stall, a turning stall. Now, I never did a turning stall. I never practiced a turning stall. But he wanted me to do a turning stall. So I wanted me to do a turning stall. And it was turning to the right. And I couldn't get it. First of all, I never did a turning stall. So I was like, oh, man, but I'm going to give it all I got. But when I was doing it, it wouldn't stall. It wouldn't stall. I couldn't get it to stall. So it just recovered and, yeah, recovered. So yeah, I couldn't do the turn and stall. And I had gas. I had 13 gallons. 13 gallons. That's 26 gallons. So I'm good. I fill up when I get back. All right. So yeah, power. I couldn't get it to stall. So we recovered from that. Then we did steep turns around a point. I sucked at my turns around a point. Actually, I sucked at my turns around a point. Actually, make sure your so my CFI taught me turns around a point, but it wasn't the right way. So the way I was taught turns around a point was pick something and keep it off the wing. Keep it off the nose of your wing. But with him, he was like, you need to turn around it. It doesn't matter. I was learning to pick something, say you pick a building, and you keep it off on your wing and go around it. But he was like, no, you don't have to keep it off your wing. You just need to turn around it. But it was hard to factor in between, like I say, you turn it around and then you get, that downwind turn where the plane either take you up or take you down. Like I was getting, I sucked on turns around a point. Yeah, turns around a point, I sucked on it. Traffic. So then we flew back. And like I said, in all this, make sure you do your clear turns. That's why I had do your clear turns for everything. You let him tell you don't do the clear turns, but for everything, steep turns around a point, power on, power off. Always do your clear turns. Let him say, oh, we good on the clear turns. Clear left, clear right, you clear. Then we came back and we did traffic pattern work. So we came back into the traffic pattern and landed. So we stopped and then he said, okay, do a short field takeoffs. We did short field, soft field. He was like, okay, that first exit point to turn off, he said, I want you off the ground before then. I was like, cool, I'll whip this thing, man. So he said, I want you off the ground. So I was like, cool, that was good. But like I say, account for the density altitude because it was in the Cessna 150 and it didn't. It was in the Cessna 150 and it didn't want to climb at all. So I just kept having a mixture all the way in. So he was like, nah, thank God. So we leaned it out and we got like, I was climbing like 100, probably 150 feet a minute. I couldn't get higher than that. So once we leaned it, we got at least 250, 300 at best. So make sure you account for your leaning. Yeah, and then the runway we took off, I think it was about 1725, I believe. you going over houses. It was just like, oh my gosh, man. Like we wasn't climbing at all. Oh, I just hate flying in new airport. Well, airports I've never been in and just going over houses. Like, ugh, you got to be quick if that freaking thing lose engine or whatever. But that's why you always practice your emergency landings, man. I practiced emergency landing the other day. I totally failed. I posted that. You'll see that video. So we did short field software takeoff. That was good. And then make sure, like I say, like the runways there, you know, just like that. Make sure you account for like traffic coming in, coming off on a different runway. Make sure you like look for shorter finder because sometimes they're hard to see. But yeah, we did short field, soft field takeoff. Then we went in park, and he didn't tell me I failed. So I'm like, did I fail? I don't know. Maybe he just want to give it to me. But yeah, went in. He said, you know, tell you the things you need to work on, and basically he want to see if you're a safe pilot, man. You know, people is not perfect, but if you're not a safe pilot, he will fail you. I seen him fail. Honestly, I went with my CFI, and my CFI didn't make it past the oral. You know, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be a horrible day. He's mad. You got him mad. But yeah, man, yeah. So he don't just give it out. Like he will fail you. So you come there not prepared, he will fail you. So, but yeah, I passed. I got my private license, and yeah, that was it, man. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, man. So you're gonna fly on your flight plan, but you won't fly all the way there. That's when you go into your. You're gonna go into your diversion. But other than that, man, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So yeah, that's that was it. Thank you guys for watching it, man. Hope it can help. I just wanted to make sure I give back because a lot of people help me with, you know, watching YouTube and then watching the YouTube and watching other people's videos, man. I wouldn't have passed without it. So it was my way of giving back. And yeah, Firefly Class Delta, I'm out of here. All right.